Hi, welcome to the Reading Lab. I wanted to take this opportunity to show you around. The Reading Lab is a tool that teachers can use to analyze where their incoming students are as far as their reading. It first gives them a short diagnostic test using decoding skills and then follows that up with a maze reader. The scope of the Reading Lab's assessment is not robust enough to be used for intervention and remediation in low-performing students, but it does give teachers the opportunity to have a rough benchmark of where students are at the beginning of the year or when they're new to their class. This is very valuable information that can be used for selecting texts, forming ability groups, and identifying students that need further diagnostic and intervention services in reading. So I would like to go ahead and give you a tour. If you like the app, you can download a prototype of it for Mac, Windows, iOS, Android, or Linux and see how it feels to really use it. But right now, let me show you how it works. So we start by having the student sign in, and you'll hear the introduction in the application right here.
Hi, welcome to the Reading Lab. Today we're going to learn a little bit more about your reading so that your teacher can give you books that are perfect for you. To start, type your name in the blue field and push the Save button.
So I enter my name here, and then after entering my name, I'm prompted to pick an avatar.
Awesome. Now pick an icon. When you have the one you want, click the blue arrow to move on.
And so I'm going to go with the tiger, and I click the tiger. And you'll see that it creates a user ID for me up in the left-hand corner that includes the avatar and the name. This makes it a little more personal, makes it feel like it's their application. Then the blue arrow appears and we can move on to the first type of question. And the first type of question is going to be a decoding question. There's a few different types of decoding questions we're going to check out right now. So to start, you're going to see this and you'll hear the instructions. Let me go to it.
Listen to the word. Click on it. Then click the blue arrow. Twirl.
So as you can see, the speaker is here if we want to listen to the question again. There are four distractors, or well, three distractors and one key answer. That's the right answer. Um, and so when I click on this twirl, you'll see it turns green and then I get the blue arrow. I can go on. I, of course, can change my selection to whatever I want. I know that this one is correct, so I'm going to stay with that. One additional feature of this that's interesting is that this word, this version of twirl is, phonically it's kind of sound. It makes sense that you might read that as twirl. So you can get partial credit for that. So on to the next type of question.
Read the word, then listen to the options. Choose the one that matches the word you hear and click the blue arrow.
So in this case, we have a word given to us and we get to listen.
Loose.
I think that's it.
Lack.
Nope.
Loop.
Nope.
Luck.
Yeah, that sounds like the one I want. Again, when I've made my selection and it's turned green, then I get the blue arrow to go on. And we move into the third type of decoding question we get. And we'll check that out right here.
Listen to the word, then use the letters to spell it. If you need to start over, that's no problem. Just click the eraser. Click the blue arrow when you're finished. Crab.
So the word here is crab.
If I need to hear the word again, I can always click on the speaker.
Crab.
The letters down here are used to spell. If I make a mistake, I can always erase it and come back in. And there we go. So this is the third type of decoding question. There's 12 decoding questions for each level. So let's say that I go through level E. As long as I get higher than a 90%, I'm going to be moved on to level F for decoding. And it will keep going through until I get below that 90% threshold. So let's say I go to do F and I get 85. Then at that point, I'll be taken to the maze reader at a level E. And the maze reader is going to confirm that the student can read to self on that level. So let me show you what the maze reader looks like. Here's the introduction for it.
This is Maya. We are going to read a story about her. While you read the story, you will need to fill in some of the words. Use the gray tiles at the bottom of the screen to complete the sentences. Let's practice.
So here we have it's a sentence, and then we have the option of putting one of these three words in. So these drag into the thing. If you release it in there, it'll lock to it, or you can drag them out of the field. They'll go back home. In this case, I'm going to put name here. So it says my name is Chris. And this is just a practice to get them used to the mechanics of this screen. And then we actually move into the maze reader examples.
Now it's your turn to do it by yourself.
So I'm going to put C in here. That looks like the right answer. And we have one more. Let's go for a hike. Okay. They range from 100 to 150 words in the reading examples. This is just to show you, it's just a couple sentences. But every about 7 words, there is one of these words to fill in. And this really tests the student's ability to read to self. So once they're done with the maze reader, there's final results that are available. The final results can be password protected. And so you'll see when you open the screen, you just get, a blank sort of thing, and then there's a password to enter. This is for the discretion of the teacher. If the teacher wants to be able to present the results with the student, that's great. I'm a fan of sharing that information. I don't want the teachers to be holding that information back. The students need to know what's going to work for them, and so if we put the password in, then it populates the fields and we get all the results. So you can see I did okay. And the great thing about this, especially with this number here with the maze level test, it really gives us a clear indication of the reading level that they can read to themselves at. And it also gives us an idea of what we're looking at for a potential instructional level. So again, this is a really useful tool for teachers at the beginning of the year to be able to figure out where their students are reading-wise. So thanks for sharing it with me.